I was 17 when my mom kicked me out. No goodbyes. Just a suitcase on the porch and a locked door. She said I reminded her too much of my father, and that was enough. I slept in laundromats, borrowed showers, and worked double shifts at a gas station just to eat. I didn't hate her. I just stopped expecting anything. One night, a regular customer, Miss Eliza, noticed I was still in uniform at midnight. She asked where I lived. I lied. But she came back the next day with a sandwich and a folded blanket, and the next day with an address. There's a room in my garage. It's not much, but it's warm. No strings attached. That was the first home I had in a long time. Ms. Eliza became my safe place. She taught me how to cook, balance a checkbook, and drive. She never pried, just gave me space to grow. By 25, I had a job at a car dealership. I was clean, confident, climbing. Then one day I found out Ms. Eliza had fallen behind on her mortgage. She never told me, never asked for help. But I panicked, and I did something I swore I never would. I stole money from my dealership's safe, just enough to cover her debt. I thought I'd pay it back. I didn't even tell her. A week later, police showed up at work. But here's the twist. It wasn't the police who turned me in. It was Ms. Eliza. I was crushed, betrayed. In court, I faced prison. The judge was ready to hand it down. But then, Miss Eliza stood up. She asked to speak. Your Honor, I reported him not to destroy his life, but to save it. I took him in when no one would. But I won't let him become the thing we worked so hard to escape. She paid back the dealership, and I was given probation, community service, and one final warning. Years later, I opened my own auto shop, and every month I mail Ms. Eliza a check, not because she needs it, but because I still owe her more than money. I owe her who I am. The people who hold us accountable aren't our enemies. Sometimes they're the ones who love us most. You might miss out on our next interesting stories if you are not following us. I was 19 when my uncle kicked me out, not because I did anything wrong, but because his new wife said I was dead weight. He didn't even look at me, just left my bag by the gate. I crashed on friends' couches, picked up odd jobs, and tried to keep my head up. But hunger has a way of humbling even the proudest. One day I was sweeping outside a diner where I did dishes when I found a brown leather wallet. Thick, stuffed with cash. No ID, no cards, just cash. I looked around. No one in sight. My stomach growled. I could finally eat something that wasn't scraped off someone's plate. But my hand shook, and I walked into the diner and gave it to the manager. He looked inside, nodded, and said, "You could have kept it. No one would have known." I just shrugged and went back to sweeping. That night I was told not to come back. We're downsizing. Sorry. I walked out feeling like life was just mean. The next day I got a call from a number I didn't know. "Come to this address," the voice said. Confused but curious, I went. It was a huge auto garage. Inside, the man who'd called introduced himself. "I'm Mr. Hawkins. The wallet was mine. I own this place. That money was a test. My test. Every year I drop a wallet outside that diner. Most people take it. You didn't." He pointed to a mechanic's uniform hanging by the wall. "You got integrity. That's rarer than skill. You start tomorrow." I worked hard, showed up early, stayed late, learned everything. Years passed. I became head of operations. Then I saw a familiar face one afternoon. My uncle. Waiting in the reception. He lost his job. His wife had left. He was looking for work. He didn't recognize me at first, but I recognized him. I walked out, handed him an application, and said, "We've got one slot left. Starts with sweeping the floors." He stared at me. "Why would you help me?" I smiled. "Because once someone gave me a chance, even when I didn't deserve it. Sometimes life tests your heart before it blesses your hands. What you return in honesty might come back as your breakthrough. You might miss out on our next interesting stories if you are not following us.